What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Taking a look today at CASPER. Happy Easter. It is the 17th of April. It is Sunday morning. We're looking at a daily chart of CASPER / Tether USD. Welcome to the channel. If you have not yet subscribed, go ahead and consider doing so. A lot of you guys not yet joined the channel, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So we're going to take a look at a daily chart today. We're also going to take a look at a weekly chart. So still kind of sitting here sideways, not too much going on with CASPER. Just got to have some patience. So you can see we have a swing high, swing low, higher low, put in a higher high up in here to the 200-day. Had a nice little pullback here. And so far, what's nice about this is it's still a higher low. So we're still in this change in trend to an uptrend here for CASPER. Although it is a very zoomed in look here. We have went from the 5-cent area all the way up to looks like around 10 cents. And now we have pulled back to 7.9, so almost 8 cents. So a couple cents off the lows. If you were able to get into a CASPER position down in the 5s, that is a great area. At least we think, not financial advice. So kind of just sitting sideways here. Got to have some patience as always. So you can see we have this pretty large swing back from 10 cents to where we're at now, which is almost 8. And this has a similar look to a prior time for CASPER. So we had now it's not perfect, but you'll see. We had a very large swing down to a move up, basically double bottomed, had another move up here, and we wedged down. So this wedge down area is a similar look, like I said, not perfect to where we're at now. So we're in this wedge down area, and the question is, does a move like this show up very shortly? From about, looks like 6 cents, and then we moved all the way up to that 22-cent area. Well, let's see. Will a move from the 7-cent area, or perhaps a little lower, maybe we'll get into that 6 area, which would basically be a double bottom with this. Do we head up to this area here? That will take us right back up to these highs. That'll take out all of these other highs here and get us up into some real nice price discovery. So let me just clean this up and we'll go over that one more time. So if we look back in the history of CASPER, we have this, let me change the chart up here a little bit. We have this wedge down. So we had a long move to the downside, and over here, large move to the downside, move up, double bottom, move up again, and then we have this little wedge pattern here. So same thing, we had a move up, move down, move up again, and then we're in this larger wedge pattern here. So the question is, does a move like this, or perhaps bigger, show up soon for CASPER? That would get us up to that mid-20s, if not higher level. I think it could get us up to that area, but it really depends. Perhaps it will. The third time will be the time it breaks. So what I mean is we have a move here, number 1, double top, number 2, and does the third time break above that high up into somewhere up in here? We'll have to see. we are currently long CASPER from a lot of different prices. But that is, we just have a bullish look on this. Of course, not financial advice. That is just our opinion here. So what we'll do is we're going to throw the fibs up here and we'll see, do the Fibonacci's correlate with any of these highs over here, which could kind of give us a little bit of insight that if we get a move out of here that's similar to this move, where is some potential up in this area that the price could find some overhead resistance. So what we'll do is we'll take the fibs and we'll take this high over here, which is very close to this high. So the high is back in August 21, similar prices to November 21. And then we'll take the swing low, which was for this move right around that 5-cent area, which also does correlate with this whole area in here, which is where we double bottomed back in late March or mid-March. So if you go back and check out those CASPER videos from mid-March, I actually mentioned that it looks like we're potentially putting in a double bottom here for CASPER. And looking back, we obviously did. And I thought that was an area where price could bounce, at least for the short term. And the reason why I mentioned that is because we have this prior double bottom over in here. And I thought once the price gets down to there, it's more likely to bounce than to crash through it. Now, if CASPER rolled over from here and broke these lows, we'll be heading for the lows down in here in the 3-cent area. But that is not the case at the moment, but keep that in the back of your mind that if we break down from here and start to get back to that 5-cent level, I think the chances will actually flip and there's more of a chance of us undercutting than finding support for a third time. All right, so anyways, let's see. So if we start to move up higher than here, you can see all of the fibs we have. 12 cents, 14, 17, 20, and then we get back to the where we started the fibs up here at the 24-cent area. But like I said, the third time we could potentially break through that. So let's say we do break through that. Where is the next line in the sand? Well, the next line in the sand is right around that 35, 36 cent area, which correlates with this trading range over in here. You can see the dotted line on my screen that runs horizontal. That is the top of the arrow. Does correlate with these highs over here. So that would make sense why there is a fib number there. And then if, let's say we move higher from there, we're up to a 54 cent, 73, 85, $99, and then from there on you'll go into the higher fibs, $1.50, $2.50, and $4, and then we even have higher fibs up in there at $6. So you can see that if we break this double high here, which I do think that is more likely than putting in a triple top, our next leg in the sand right after that is up here at 35 cents, which correlates with prior trading price action. So kind of just something I see here, kind of interesting. You can see the return would be pretty big if you get in at 7 and then we're all the way trading back up in the quarter or higher range. So let's take a look at a weekly chart for CASPER. So weekly chart, as you can tell, this thing has not been on the markets for too long. I think this thing has a ton of potential for where it's trading at now, and it's already quite a bit off its lows, at least for now anyways. But you can see we're basically just in this giant sideways range, this consolidation accumulation phase. And this is basically what's going on right here, is we're in this choppy sideways basing structure. And we're just chopping around in here. But at some point, we will get a break. Question is, does the break come to the upside? Does the break roll over and head lower for these lows down in here at that 3-cent area that I had just mentioned? Well, it depends. It depends on the overall market. Is the overall market going to continue higher? If so, that'll definitely lean the odds into a move like this. If not, that'll probably lead into scenario number 2 or scenario number 3. Scenario number 2 would be if we get a hard smash in the market, we'll probably get this. If we get a choppy to sideways market, then you could probably expect CASPER to do something like this, and then perhaps fade down to that 3-cent level, but maybe not just a hard break to the downside. But I've seen CASPER kind of beat to its own drum here and be up while the other markets are down. So who knows what'll actually happen, but if the markets get a lot of pressure, the chances of it going down are quite high. So we are just in this basing structure here, heading sideways. Buyers and sellers, basically everything is equal right now. I do think this thing is under accumulation and has been since we put this double bottom in here. But at some point we will blast higher, in my opinion, whether it's this cycle or next cycle. These highs will be put behind us and we will be heading back up into this area here. So I just kind of wanted to zoom in on a larger time frame and see that we are in this giant basing structure. And you can see the return just from where we're at today, which is that 7 cent back up to that 24 cent, give or take, area is way more than a double. So even if you were to accumulate CASPER in and around where it's at today and sold once we got back up to the top of this range, you would be in for a very good return. Let's see if we can actually calculate that. So let's call it 7, and then we head up to this 20. We'll go right there, 22 cents. So that's still good for 187% return just from where we're at to the top of the trading range for CASPER. So if you were able to get into CASPER down in the 5 cent area, we'll call it right here, right around 5.8 or so. I know a lot of people did. I know a lot of people who were quite bearish on that. That to where we're at now is around a 34-35% move from not long ago. And then if you were able to get in and you took your profits back at the all-time highs, you're good for a 270-280% return, give or take. Not too bad. So those who are up from the bottom, you're up in the 30%. And if you're still holding when we get back to the 20 cents, you're good for a 270, give or take, percent return. Just wanted to share that as quite interesting, but you can see we are just in this sideways accumulation phase. The big question is, do we break out higher? Do we break out lower? I know what I think, of course, not financial advice. Let me know down in the comments your thoughts on CASPER, where we're heading here. Got to have patience. I mean, you can imagine being back in the price in here, thinking we're getting this breakout, and you're still holding. But take note, I mean, this is only 1 year ago, so this thing has only been trading on the markets for 1 year. It is extremely new and extremely cheap, in my opinion. Can you imagine scooping up XRP within the first year it was being traded? And looking at it now, you would be sitting very well. So even if this project takes a couple years to get up to that dollar range, that's not bad. That's a very good return. So, all right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for this video. Have a great Easter. Check us out on Patreon. We have 2 trading tiers over there. We have an XRP trader and we have a mastermind trading group. That is where we list a variety of stocks and other assets, and where I think that the best area to accumulate those is, of course, not financial advice, just sharing my opinion as always. Always do your own research. And then if you are an XRP trader, you want exact entry and exit signals and stop adjustments. That is what is posted in there. So check that out if that is what you're into. If you like to trade XRP in and out of the market, both long and short, then that is your spot there. All right, guys. I will catch you guys in the next video. Thanks once again. I appreciate all of the subscribers.